All right, a little update on the truck. So, with every new part, I don't care, oil changes, basic stuff, whatever it is, get over here, put your boost pressure tester on, like this, right? And check your turbo. So, I had a leak right where this pipe meets, right here, and I'd attempted to fix this for Nick's wedding up in Tahoe, and I was like, wow, fuel economy dropped, just bellowing smoke, and it was either an exhaust restriction or the most easiest thing, boost pressure. So on this thing, let me show you what it was doing. So when this was on, you'd crack this valve, and you'd hold pressure up here up until, different breakpoints. So like I would go 10 psi and close the valve, and it's going to naturally move probably a psi per second of loss because the engine's actually consuming that through the system. Those losses are not the big ones, but what this will do is it'll show where your boost leaks are. You can use soapy water, you can use just your ears, your fingers moving around, and so like you can feel around each clamp and feel for water, feel for air. And this thing was holding all of about 6.5 psi, 7 psi worth of air before just bellowing out of here in the bottom of this pipe. So it was because this turbo has this welded elbow here, it has to sit taller. So this made the length from the center line of the turbo here to the outside of this edge here longer because the weld should have been brought further down. And that means that it's right up next to the suspension, which means that instead of this being really nice and flat, it has to go curve up and over this direction. So that's why I had to use a slightly longer one of these hoses here, the silicone hoses, and had to get this all parallel, and then once that was longer, we could make that upward slope. That's what the leak was. And very simple thing. You should not be hitting this with your full, 150 psi plus. So normally, these will have a regulator, and so the tank pressure is here, and then your regulator pressure out. So I was pressure testing this at 50 psi. This was at about 150 when it was on. So just simple stuff. And then for this particular motor, the oil filter is pretty much right in the way of the tester. So oil filter is right there. And so since we're doing the oil change anyways, pull the filter off, and that way this can go where it needs to go. Otherwise you put a 90-degree fitting right here or a low profile chuck on this. So hope that helps for whoever's doing boost testing and any modifications to their vehicle, but pretty much anything related to performance stuff. Try to do this once an oil change, or it's just really smart to stay on top of it, because the difference of that thing holding 6 or 7 psi versus 50, well, let's just say that's your gas mileage, that's your power, your safety, and the engine's going to run probably, in this case, 400 or 500 degrees cooler because it has airflow to match the fuel. So catch you guys in the next one, and cheers.